Sam, Christopher Stanley is still in Vegas for that conference. Activities were canceled on Monday, but they resumed today. He tells me a last-minute decision very well could have saved his life. Christopher Stanley arrived at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Vegas Sunday with colleagues ready for a work-related conference. He says that night they left the hotel, walking 15 minutes to the store to stock up the fridge. But at the last minute, they decided to take a cab back.
Which is probably the best decision that we have ever made in our entire life.
He returned to his room on the 23rd floor of the hotel when he looked out the window and saw this. He went on social media, realizing a gunman perched just 9 floors above him opened fire on a crowd.
I remember the first video I saw, that police now didn't just play and da-da-da-da, and people not really knowing what was going on.
He says he tried to remain calm that night. He and a roommate barricaded their hotel room door and tried to get some sleep.
And about maybe 40 minutes later, I am woken up to bang, 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 bang on the door. Police, open up.
Stanley says it didn't feel like real life. The reality of what happened didn't hit him until the next day. The once lively lobby suddenly was silent.
Nobody's talking. Everyone's like, you hear like little clusters of people that as they're walking, talking about it, where they were at that point in time. Like, oh my God, I was over here when the shooting started, and everyone's sharing their story.
He says in the wake of tragedy, he's seen a lot to warm his heart. People going up to police officers, thanking them for what they did that night.
It was really awesome to see that. And their response time, police had this place surrounded in no time. So the police department and sheriff's department here really definitely deserve a shout out for that.
Now, Chris tells me that conference of his wraps up on Thursday and he will leave Vegas on Friday. He says he is thankful for his colleagues and glad that they are safe. At the live desk, Angela Reiger, WKYT.
Man who was staying at the same hotel as the gunman shares his first-hand account of the shooting. He saw the chaos unfold below him, all from the view of his own window. Eyewitness News reporter Sharon Coe joins us now. And Sharon, did he see Paddock shooting?
Well, Sarah, Byron Velvick wasn't able to see where the shots were coming from, but he saw the bullets flying all around the concert venue. He tells me in that moment, he felt utterly helpless.
Byron Velvick left the concert 30 minutes before the shooting.
Your first thought is, oh my gosh, everybody we know is in the middle of that mess.
He couldn't see it at the time, but his room at the Mandalay Bay was located catty-corner to the suspected shooter's room.
I mean, it was the most sickening feeling to sit in this room last night and just hear rapid gunfire after rapid gunfire and see the venue and see the people running and we could see bodies not moving. So SWAT team, I had to open the door for them, and then they came in and had us, sit down and shined a light on us, and then checked every corner of this room, and they were going room to room, floor to floor.
It wasn't until the next morning when he reunited with his friends.
My one friend Craig walked in. He's got blood on his jeans from trying to help a girl that was bleeding, and he was giving her CPR and begging for someone, EMT, to come get her. And Joey and all of my friends, thank God everybody that we came with are safe.
And all of them are returning home tonight, relieved to leave a city awash in chaos.
I've moved my flight to get home to my daughter. I have a 6-year-old daughter. I wanted to go there to pick her up from school today, but I'll be there tonight at 6 o'clock, thankfully, and so I'll be able to see my daughter.
While Byron has never experienced a mass shooting until now, he's been in catastrophic situations before. Back in 2014, he was in Cabo when Hurricane Odile hit. Sharon Coe, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.
last night when I went to bed, it was 20 people confirmed dead, and not a lot of other information coming out of Vegas. This morning, the news is horrific.
Yeah, and 58. Is that where we're at?
Yep, and 515 injured.
And many of those wounded from gunshots, obviously.
Okay, so Ashlee Mullany from Channel 7 News was there in Vegas at the Bay, of all things, to cover O.J. Simpson and whether or not he's getting paroled, which has paled into insignificance. She's actually in the hotel when all of this carnage unfolds, and she joins us from Vegas at the moment. Ashlee, can you tell us, in your own words, exactly how it all unfolded from your point of view?
Yeah, so we know that the shooting started just after 10 o'clock last night. The gunman, Stephen Paddock, was on the 32nd floor of the hotel, the Mandalay Bay. If you know Vegas, it's that one that's sort of got three wings to it. So his room was facing the Strip and overlooking the concert where this country music festival was happening, and I could see that too from where I was on the 27th floor, and we heard the gunshots at about just after 10 o'clock at night. Made our way down to the lobby, and within minutes there were just dozens of police vehicles. There were dozens of police vehicles coming from every direction, and we knew at that point that it was something quite serious. But it was somewhat chaotic at the hotel, but I think very much probably paled in comparison to what those people at that festival were going through in those terrifying minutes, not knowing where that gunfire was coming from.
So you could hear them from inside your hotel room?
Yeah, so the gunman was about five floors above me, so it was incredibly loud. You could hear it, you could feel it, but it just wasn't clear to start with whether it was gunshots. It wasn't until I spoke to my cameraman that he said, no, I gave him a call and he said that's definitely gunfire. So, we made our way down to the lobby, and then police very quickly surrounded the hotel, and then we learnt as time went by that that gunman, Stephen, who we now know as Stephen Paddock, had killed himself before police breached the door.
Have they said how? Because we heard earlier this morning that he had 10 weapons on him, at least 10 weapons, including what seems like a huge gun to make that much noise. Have they said how he got them up to his room? Did he have to do anything? They worked that out?
Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't be that difficult, really, to get guns into a hotel in Las Vegas. The gun culture here is so different, and, he was a hunting enthusiast. It's not all that uncommon for people to carry guns around in America, but that it is a huge arsenal of weapons. You're right, and that's what has allowed him to just cause so much carnage. At first it sounded like the break in the gunfire sounded as though he could have been reloading, but we've since learned that he had all of those weapons just loaded and ready to open fire one after the other. Sadly, just causing so much devastation on the ground. That death toll now is at 59, and the number of injured 59. Is at 527. That is a huge number, and hospitals here are completely overwhelmed, calling for people to donate blood to help those people who have been injured.
I heard that there was a couple at the concert who were thrown out, and then they said everyone's going to die here, and you're all going to be killed. Is that related, or is that confirmed, or have you heard any of that?
There was so many different stories coming out in those early minutes. We were hearing that there were multiple gunmen, that there were gunmen in different hotels, and that's usually the case in a situation like this, that the information's coming in and it's not always accurate. And as it turned out, there was only one gunman, this lone gunman. And from what I've heard, everyone on the ground was completely unsuspecting. They really had no idea what was happening, and they didn't stand a chance, really. There was nowhere for them to hide on the ground, and sadly, that's why so many lives were lost.
It's 10 to 4 in the afternoon, Monday afternoon there at the moment, Ashlee. What is the scenes on the strip like at the moment? Are things closed down? Are people walking up and down the strip?
So we were a little bit away from the hotel as we speak. We're trying to head back to the hotel because we couldn't go back there last night after we evacuated. So we're on our way to try and get back in there now. So the strip's opened up to traffic again, but it was shut down for quite a long time. This is a sprawling crime scene last night. But things are, slowly returning to some level of normality, but there's still several crime scenes. The police are focusing on 4 locations. They've obviously got a crime scene at the music festival location. That hotel room on the 32nd floor is a crime scene, but they're also focusing on Paddock's 2 homes at the moment as well. We heard from the police chief just a short time ago. They found this huge stash of weapons at his home, 18 more guns, explosives, and thousands of rounds of ammunition inside his home, which is obviously quite concerning. And then they've also realised that he has a second property, so they are going into that property now too. The idea being that they're just trying to work out what the motive might have been for why he would carry out such a horrific attack.
Yeah, and when people, what happens eventually when the dust settles on this, people want answers or some sort of make some sense of what seems like a completely nonsensical thing by a bloke with no criminal record, a retiree who was a high-stakes gambler. They're finding out now, but people are going to want to put some sort of meaning behind why on earth someone would do this.
Yeah, absolutely. None of it makes any sense. I mean, as far from an investigator's point of view, this guy didn't have any red flags. He didn't have a criminal record. He was a hunting enthusiast, but his family have said that he didn't have any military background or experience. They can't understand how on earth he managed to get his hands on these high-powered weapons. They're just baffled.
No doubt more will be unveiled today. Thanks so much for joining us, Ashlee. Ashlee from Channel 7. No doubt we're seeing Ashlee more throughout the day.
Yeah.